Hello, Ninkim. Kaki Metasainopofuma. Hope you're well and you're doing great. Let me know how you've been in the comment sections below. Talk about something real quick. Okay? So stay with me. Imagine that you wanted to build something. Okay? And you have this foundation. But they've told you that the foundation can only take a small bungalow. But you don't want a bungalow. Or rather, you want a bungalow now, but you have the intentions of coming later to maybe turn it into a three-story building or something, like build more on top. You have to prepare the foundation to hold. And that is where I see a lot of people getting it wrong. Building on a foundation that is not solid enough. Brings me to what I want to talk about. There's a relationship between Mmadụ na Mmụọ. There's also a relationship between Mmadụ na Onwe. There's also the relationship between Mmadụ na Chi. Right? These might seem like three different relationships, but this relationship needs to be nurtured alongside each other. That is the only way to create harmony and alignment. I see that a lot of people focus on the relationship with the mom without nurturing the relationship with their chi or with Onwe. Personally, I feel that the way that I walk from the relationship with your Onwe, then spread it to others. Why? Because you're on a physical plane. Because you're on a physical plane, physical things happen. And like I always say, the physical and the spiritual must work together. If you focus too much on the spiritual, you're not getting anything done here. So there has to be a fine balance between the physical and the spiritual. The reason why you need this fine balance and also to nurture these relationships alongside each other is that when you leave one aspect, it suffers. If you refuse to focus on building harmoniously, something is going to suffer. You will always be in chaos. Your body will continue to fight itself. There's no point being on a journey where you're supposed to be mastering self without acknowledging self. There's no Mmadụ without Mmụọ and vice versa. So you must create harmoniously. It's important. A lot of people believe that the focus on more is the most important. I don't agree. I personally believe that these relationships need to be nurtured alongside each other in a way that is decolonized, was intended from the beginning so that it can create the harmony that will bring proper alignment into your life, so that you begin to understand the messages that you get, the nudges that you get, if you get what I mean. But whereby from this formula and focus solely on a more, there's that neglect. What does that neglect translate to in physical terms? How does that neglect play out in real life? It shows up in so many ways, in the way that your body holds pain. It shows up in the places where your trauma is stored. It shows up in the ways that you even call things to you, which you cannot because you're not in proper alignment. It shows up in the way that your body fights you. It shows up in the way that you're in constant panic. It shows up in the way that you clench your jaw because something is about to drop, which is repetitive. It shows up in the ways that your body holds tension. Now, to you, these may be normal things. They happen all the time. Yeah, it's one of those things. One of the first steps to sitting or wanting to be in alignment, in case you're wondering where to start from, I personally start from Mmadụ, Onwe. There's nothing that you're looking for that is outside of yourself. I need you to understand that. There is nothing that you're looking for that is outside of you. So the first foundation that we are going to lay is that one of Mmadụ, Onwe. That foundation is the most important one because you're going to be hosting them more soon. And we need a perfect foundation to be able to host more in Chi. So that your intuition wakes up and the things that are talking to you and you're hearing, and you're not thinking of how does this logic doesn't apply. The ways that you understand logic, by the way. Because African traditional spirituality or religion as it is a different kind of science. And if you're bringing in interpretation from a different type of science, it's not going to work. That's why I said in a way that is decolonized as it was intended from the beginning by our ancestors. Okay? So I'm going to ask you to sit with yourself and ask yourself, if there was nothing holding me back, what will I truly do? And journal. When nobody's looking, who do you want to be? I want you to sit down and create that persona of that person that you truly want to be, of that person that you hope to be. If you had no constraints whatsoever, who is that person? How you want that person to look, how you want them to smell, the kind of power that you want them to hold, the kind of job you want them to, have, what line of career will they be in. Don't hold back. Don't let fear. Just put your pen to paper and just let it flow. Okay? Don't hold back. No judgments, nothing. Don't look and say, what are you writing? No, don't even read it as you're writing. Just write till you exhaust as many pages as you can. Then read it. And it helps with laying a clear foundation of where we are going. Because if we know where we are going, we'll know how to get there. So find your person, find your coach, find your spiritual guide, whatever you want to call the person. Let them lead you on this journey and be open to what they are teaching you. But also make sure that this person has lived as many lives as possible, that their views in the world is not too narrow, that their systems are decolonized, and unpatriarchal as well. Whether you're a man or a woman, it's very important and it serves you the best. Absolutely. Believe me. Not of man. Know that you matter, you're enough, and that you're loved. You can send me emails if you want to work with me. Subscribe to my newsletter. Okay?